Hey guys, Joe the Big Nerdy Biker here. On this episode, should be a quick one. Got two major segments coming up. First major segment is going to be an on-the-road review of a place called Skinny Dippers, not a titty bar, in Lansing, Iowa. And the second one is going to be a quick general review of a TV show called Reservation Dogs. Here we go. Hey guys, Joe the Big Nerdy Biker here. Like I had just said, we're going to talk about doing an on-the-road review of Skinny Dippers in Lansing, Iowa. Going to do a quick little chat about Reservation Dogs. Also guys, before we get rocking and rolling, please make sure you comment about anything we talk about in this video. You can find me on the various social media at Big Nerdy Biker, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, obviously. And check out my link tree, linktr.ee, where it's got all the links to the places that I have profiles, and also has ways that you can help the channel. Our shout out this week is going to tie into our review of our discussion on Reservation Dogs. Our shout out goes to Josh Berkey and the Victims and Villains podcast. Josh and I had initially gotten introduced to each other by Gabriel Ramirez from Crazy Monkey Inc. comics. I was supposed to do art. Josh had written a story. We were ultimately going to produce a comic book that was going to be a superhero comic, but definitely address suicide head on. To be honest with you, first 4 pages were the four hardest pages of art I ever had to do in my life, because I had to draw a suicide tastefully. The hardest art I ever tried to do in my life, and I believe I had succeeded in that. The comic book, ultimately, we haven't gotten it published. Things kind of fell apart in process multiple ways. I was slow on the art. Then COVID hit and kind of jacked up the whole getting things published on top of that. So it fell apart. But that's not the point of what we're talking about here. Josh and his podcast is all about mental health awareness, suicide awareness, while discussing pop culture things. So this man really cares about spreading the word, and he gets out there, he beats feet, and he does what he can to make people aware of situations and try to help people help themselves, and try to help people get the word on how to be healthier mentally. So yeah, definitely check out Josh's podcast. He talks about movies all the time. He talks about TV shows, things of that nature. I hit him up about Reservation Dogs because it was flying under his radar. I don't know that he will or won't be reviewing it, but I did contact him to make sure he had that on his radar. So yeah, check out Josh's Victim and Villains podcast when you got a chance. I will have links for the website, for the Facebook page, all that stuff in the comments below this video. With that being said, our first segment is again the on-the-road review of Skinny Dipper in Lansing, Iowa. Here we go. Hey guys, doing a on-the-road review for a place called Skinny Dippers in Lansing, Iowa. I was just there a couple hours ago, out here on this road trip I'm on for my vacation. I was headed southbound on Great River Road out of Minnesota into Iowa, and I was riding along. I saw a big giant ice cream cone that said Skinny Dippers, and of course that's the kind of place I need to stop at when I'm out on the road. They have the running joke of me knowing where all the ice cream is in the area, so I had to stop. Skinny Dippers, the building appears to be a converted garage, like a mechanic's garage. Matter of fact, there's a Standard Oil sign there. I believe they just emptied out and turned it into a restaurant. They have ice cream, they have burgers, they have hot dogs, they have corn dogs. They have basic ice cream stand type food. I will say their food is expensive for what they have. $7.50 or almost $8 for a burger, fries, and a small pop. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's a little much for what it is. However, with the location, I imagine the rent there's got to be astronomical, so I get it. I got there. I parked. Their parking there is kind of weird, but no problem. Parked there. Checked out the building. Walked up. I had a cheeseburger, and a small fry, and a pop for my meal. The cheeseburger looked like those Bubba burgers you get from like the Walmart, where they get the box of the frozen patties, but they're thicker. A little bit better quality meat, so that's a decent burger with just a random slice of American cheese on it. They don't top your burger for you. They have ketchup, mustard, mayo packets out there for you to squeeze onto your own food. The fries were crinkle cut fries, and the pop was just Diet Pepsi. Nothing super exciting. The service there, the kids that were working there were really good. I only saw 2 people working there. They looked to be like high school age kids. It's what you expect at a place that'd be like a Tasty Freeze kind of place. They've served up the food relatively quick. The burger was cooked through and still juicy. The bun was a quality bun. Like, I know it's an odd thing to mention, but it was a very quality bun for the burger. The toppings were perfect. You couldn't get a better ratio of mustard, ketchup, and mayo on a burger. But that's only because I topped it myself. Pickles they serve with the burger, really good pickles too. I know it's, again, a weird thing, but these are little things I could point out, little things that stand out. They weren't like the crappy McDonald's death pickle, like been sitting there soggy pickle. It was nice crisp pickle circles, pickle rounds. The seating area, they have a lot of outdoor seating, and then they have one of the garages that's converted into seating with a bunch of just like random decorations I found around. It's a good place. Like I said, the food was nothing out of the ordinary. Location was good, and it's a good location because a lot of people run along that road there. They probably have a lot of bikes going past, and more bikes should probably be stopping there, just to be honest. It's a good spot, good location. Good word. And the food, like I said, I feel it was a little expensive for what it was, but it wasn't bad. It was very good food. It was very, judging the place for what it is, judging it within its class, it's a good stop. It's a good stop. I'd recommend stopping if you're in the area. I don't think you should go out of the way to get there, but if you're going to be riding from Minnesota through Iowa along the river, that's a good place to stop for quick, easy eats. I don't want to say cheap eats, but it's not expensive either. It's just a hair more than I think it should be. And I'll get hung up on stuff like that. But yeah, Skinny Dip, Lansing, Iowa. If you're in the area, check them out. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I've said, make sure you check out Skinny Dippers if you're in the area. It's a great little spot and a great location with a great view. Definitely check them guys out when you get a chance. The next part, we're going to get into the chat about Reservation Dogs. Hey guys, Joe the Big Nerdy Biker here. I haven't talked about anything nerdy for a little bit, and I just wanted to bring up this one show. It's not a super nerdy show, but it's one that I've been drawn into recently, and something I want to talk to you about because I think it's an important show. It's called Reservation Dogs. So the show Reservation Dogs I want to talk about, it takes place on an Indian reservation in Oklahoma, and it centers around a group of teenagers that want to get out of the town, but it also focuses on the life in an Indian reservation. Now, I don't have experience of life on an Indian reservation. I only know the things I've heard about, so I can't say how authentic and spot on this show is. Okay, so I would be talking on my backside if I did that. It does follow what I have heard pretty thoroughly. The actors, the primary actors, the kids that are the focus of the show, they're fairly good actors. They're following what you expect from them. They're very good. The peripheral cast. So first of all, the reason I started watching this show, I didn't write the name down before I started. There's a guy that plays a cop in the show called Big. Now this guy was also on a show called Landmire. He was also a reservation cop on Longmire, and he's why I wanted to watch the show. He was the draw in. I didn't realize until the show was going that it was a Taika Waititi production. So there's some goofy stuff that goes on, but it's a mix of comedy and drama, because life is a mix of comedy and drama, and that's what works well here. There's plenty of goofy stuff that happens. There's visions and hallucinations and stuff like that, but there's also real life drama. Now this show, the first few episodes starts off a little bit wacky, and then it takes a few episodes and it starts letting you know. Like, they don't make a big deal of it in the first couple episodes, but there's a terrible occurrence that had happened right before the show started, and then the first few episodes are wacky, and then it takes you into a deeper, darker spot. And they handle the deeper, darker things that occur very well. Things are done tastefully, but the show covers a lot of the dark side of reservation life as well. And like I said, I've never spent significant time on a reservation. I've passed through, but I've never been stopped at a reservation. But from my understanding, what I've heard from people who speak on behalf of Native Americans, that this show covers mental health issues, normal physical health issues as well. That is a problem. That's a problem for people that live on reservations. It covers. It speaks about the sexual assault, the isolation. It speaks on a lot of things. I think this is going to be an important show, and I think this is something that people should be watching. I'm not going to get into. I don't want to give away stuff on the show. There are some hysterical things. It is a fun show that handles serious business with respect. Is how it works. So I highly suggest. It's got about as strong a recommendation as I can give you to watch Reservation Dogs. Like I said, pretty good acting, even from youthful people. I don't know their actual ages. The way it handles issues, where it handles issues respectfully, but is also a fun show when it's not getting deep down. It's not. It's issues are issues, and they're handled accordingly. And fun is fun, and it's handled accordingly. And there's proper intermingling between the two. There are also old, fat, naked guys in the show as well, which is kind of hysterical. But I can't recommend Reservation Dogs enough. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. Especially, like I said, if you're somebody like me who's interested in mental health and people's mental well-being, they do discuss that kind of stuff a lot. So please check out this show. Alright guys, like I said, Reservation Dogs, I don't think I can give it a higher recommendation right now. The show's still in process, so we'll see how it goes. Episodes are coming out, and like I said, I didn't want to give out spoilers. So make sure you check out Reservation Dogs when you have a chance. So I think that's about going to do it for this episode. When you get a chance, I'd like you to like, share, and subscribe. Comment about some of your favorite ice cream places and places to stop on the road. Comment about Reservation Dogs. Talk about Reservation Dogs, and if you've seen it, and what other shows you think would be good for me to be checking out. Leave comments about, if you have any questions or comments about mental health and preparing yourself mentally, keeping yourself in a good spot mentally, put them in the comments, and we'll share them along. You can find me on the various social media at Big Nerdy Biker, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, and Linktree, linktr.ee. And that's about going to do it. I'll catch you guys on down the road. See ya. Bye.